People, Jordan Stanley Payne, Multifamily Mafia. Thanks for being here. As always, I greatly appreciate the support. I hope you guys are getting a lot of value out of this podcast. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about wholesalers. I have a very opinionated version of my relationship with wholesalers. I give a lot of my credit to how I started from being a wholesaler. That's what I did. That was my gig. I wholesaled for about 10 months. I did very, very well. I did both virtual wholesaling in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Charlotte, North Carolina, and 2 markets in Ohio. I also did local wholesaling in Montana in 3 different markets. But I want to talk a little bit about how wholesalers have sometimes a bad, how do I word this in a way not to piss everybody off? Wholesalers often make it more complicated than they need to. Today, I'm going to talk about how to analyze a deal when it comes to wholesaling. So a lot of the gurus, some of them have great information, some of them have bad information. A lot of the gurus are going to tell you ARV, which means after repair value, times 0.70, which is a margin for your end buyer, minus repair, minus your fee equals the offer. Now, is there some validity to that? Sure. Could that be a way to do a deal? Sure. I'm not debating that fact. What I recommend to a lot of wholesalers that are new, which a lot of you guys listening to this are, what I recommend is that you instead of trying to figure out exactly what the ARV is, instead of trying to figure out exactly how to come up with the cost of a new roof and new siding and flooring and paint and drywall, etc. Instead of spending all your time trying to figure that out, what if you just built a legit relationship with your buyer? Wouldn't that be easier? Doesn't that sound like a more effective use of your time? Here's what I mean. Instead of you trying to guess, and guys, to be honest with you, a lot of you guys are going to fuck this up. You're going to fuck up the cost of this and that, and you're going to do the ARV wrong and blah, blah, blah. And if you're going to go blindly make an offer to a seller based on your formula, you could be missing a big opportunity. You could be way off on your numbers. So my point here is, instead of you spending all your time trying to do that, what if you built actual relationship with your buyer and you simply gathered information and then you provided it to your buyer and said, hey, this is what I know. I know it needs a new roof. I know that the siding is asbestos and it needs to be replaced or painted. I know that it needs new flooring. I know this, and this about the property. Can you help me understand what you would offer on this property? You're going to do 2 things if you do that. A, you're going to learn how they evaluate a property. And B, you're going to learn yourself how you can start evaluating properties for your buyer. It's an effective way, guys. It's a highly effective way for you to do deals. You're going to understand how they evaluate a property, and then you can start doing it on your own for them, and you can still run it by them. Hey, look, based on how you analyze a deal, this is what I did on this deal. Am I off? What did I forget? Did I miss something? Can you show me? Guys, what a better way than trying to figure everything out by yourself. Here's a good example. You go out and you find a property and blah, blah, blah. You analyze that the roof is going to be $12,000 to replace it. So you've based your offer ARV times 0.70 minus repair, $12K for a roof and maybe a couple other things. If you would have just asked your buyer, maybe your buyer has a brother that's a roofer. I always use that example because my brother's a roofer. Case of beer, couple $100 if I help him, or if I have somebody else help him, he'll do a roof for me if I pay for material. You know, maybe the materials only cost me $2,000. Guys, you left $10,000 on the table by not communicating with your buyer. So as you progress, as you get better, as you understand your market better, as you build more relationship and more rapport with your buyer, you're going to start to understand different markets, and you're going to start to understand different market trends, and you're going to start to understand values of properties. You might come up with an average cost per square foot. How much easier would that be when you're analyzing a deal? The cost per square foot to rehab a property is $1.50, for example. Now your job is so much easier. But when you're first starting, you might not know that. You might not be good at it. Guys, rely on your buyer. Their opinion is the only opinion that matters. Think about that for a second. Does your opinion of the value of a property matter? Yes or no? As a wholesaler, my answer is no, because you're not the one buying it. Buy and hold? Hell yeah. Fix and flip? Hell yeah. So guys, my point here is I want you to be developing a hell of a relationship with your buyer. I want you to be able to sit down with them. I want you to be able to shake their hand, buy them lunch, breakfast, dinner, babysit their kids, mow their yard, wash their car, whatever you have to do to get in and build relationship with these people. When you do that, your world as a wholesaler is going to radically change. The amount of business that you do as a wholesaler is going to radically change. Don't guess. Don't shoot in the dark. Grow a pair of balls and actually ask if you can sit down with these people and figure out how they analyze the deal. Do that enough times and you're going to be proficient at analyzing your own deals and deals for other investors in your market. Guys, thanks for being here. I greatly appreciate it. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and leave us a review, and we'll see you next time.